Hey everybody, welcome back to another Stoneface Reaction. I'm Griffin, that's Theta, and we are watching more Rust Eater Bisco. The last episode for a short little while, I'm sure. There's more of this whole series, but not not animated yet. This is the finale.
Depends on ratings, I assume.
Depends on ratings, I assume. Yeah,
I mean,
if they make money off of it.
there's been some high demand anime that never got a new season, or got a new
Mhm.
season like 6 years later. I'm still waiting for Drifters season 2, or I'm waiting for Drifters season 2 that's not an OVA collection that's released only like 4.
Right, right. Uh, but let's see. Let's cover what we've seen in Bisco so far. Nothing works against the giant robot. However, Bisco was pulled out of the giant robot. What's the point? And
Things that you can't see, but if the audience can, I mean, it's pretty much been an indicator on our screen the entire series now. You said nothing works against the giant robot, and all I can do is just point.
let's see. At best they've managed to stagger it, but it's still going to go ahead and destroy the city, which seems to be where it's actually aiming for, and the finale is happening literally right outside the walls of the city. So they gotta save it. Um, I think last time we already commented that, well, it's kind of weird that Bisco literally got an extra life out of this somehow. Surely they'll explain that. They won't. Um, but it's set up for our duo to go ahead and do their duo thing, and it'll be cool.
I mean, it's the height of a cheap shot, basically. Again, we have our main character dissolve in lava after his love interest that I said since episode 1, I think. I
Hmm.
said, this is the love interest right here. Says, I love you and all this other stuff, and you'll always be in my heart, and I'll always have your spirit with me, and etc., etc., etc. And he even shoots him with an arrow to kill him faster. And then he's back.
Well,
So,
hey, he was still dead for a good 2 episodes.
come on, even Star Trek
They at least
doesn't do that.
cashed it in.
Star Trek doesn't even do that shit, and it has time travel and warp core explosions. I don't know what warp
Yeah,
explosions was.
tell that to Spock.
That was a
He gets
movie.
revived every other week.
That was a movie he had to come back from, and there was a number of years between when those two got released.
That's because production was terrible, but anyway. uh, well, before we get back onto Star Trek again, um, uh, I really don't know what really to say to talk about going into this episode. There's gonna be a fight. It's gonna involve Bisco. It's gonna involve Milo, and it's gonna be cool. They're gonna archer it a lot, and there's gonna be mushrooms and explosions.
They are not going to. Wait, sorry. You said Archer it, and I thought the show Archer. And you probably meant Archer with bow and
Yes,
arrow.
I'm sure there's a more applicable verb like shoot or something, but
Okay, you clearly aren't a big fan of Archer because
I
Archer says we're going to archerize this plan, and she goes, "That's not a verb." And he goes, "It totally is." So
I
in
think I
my
watched
head,
like I'm trying to remember how much of Archer I've seen, like maybe 3, 4 seasons. But there's like 10 of them.
there's more than 10 of them, and also I'm
Oh,
above 100% because I've rewatched the entire series multiple times.
mm-hmm.
It's just a great series. So I'm just saying. So when you say they're gonna archer it, I think okay, they're gonna make it hilarious and action packed. And you mean no, they're gonna shoot a lot of
Well,
arrows.
hilarious and action packed is actually what I'm hoping for, so that's not actually entirely inappropriate. So I
I
guess I'll toss it to you. What do you want out of this?
Well, unfortunately, I'm already not gonna get that because Bisco is alive. So I
Mm-hmm.
already anticipated the no happiness ending where they're all dead, and we're not going to get that because we're already bringing people back to life who only died an episode or two ago. Clearly they're going to save the city. I'm going to do this number again.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess Bisco and Milo are just going to run off into the desert together and enjoy the rest of their lives rescuing people and spreading the cure for rust.
Riding off into the sunset. Yeah, I
WD-40, I
guess
think it is.
Yeah, they do know of the cure and have some small amount of it. At this point, I guess that's where the series kind of shifts.
They can
It's always
synthesize it.
been episodic a
They can
little bit,
synthesize
so.
it from his blood. So literally, all he has to do is rest for a little while, drink some lemonade, or I don't know what they give you. Eat a
I think
cookie.
they still needed the large. I think they still need the large snake, but no, I think it's orange juice usually. But lemonade would be appropriate too.
Orange juice. Yeah, no, they don't need a large snake. Remember, their interaction with the large snake activated his blood.
Oh,
That's why when he bled later and like some of his blood drops touched the ground and a mushroom grew or something, I can't remember exactly what it is, but it was his blood that got activated after the interaction, which is how they then later made the couple of vials. And they couldn't make any more because he ran off to do shit and they couldn't get
all
him to
right,
stop.
all right. So the funniest thing that they could probably do at this point is to turn around and go, "Wait, Bisco's actually a mushroom now."
I already
Just like the mushroom people earlier, that's just what he is now. He's just a copy.
said that might happen and that would be fucking stupid and I would hate the show if it did that. That if they just mushroom cloned him. Remember when I said he died
Mhm.
and I said that would be the worst of all outcomes? If
Yeah,
they just
yeah.
brought him back as a mushroom clone or some shit? Because after we saw Dobby MacGyvering shit in the basement, that mushrooms can just fucking do anything. So why not do like the Naruto, anything can turn into a log?
Yeah. So let's see. Yeah, I guess, dang, I really just don't have words. I'm just like, I want to see explosions. That's what I want to see. I want to see a giant robot go down. Do you?
I want to not have to deal with the robot screaming again for another 5 minutes. I say that was like the
No such luck.
most boring aspect of last episode was that it was just robot screams, fires, screams, fires, screams, fires. Cool, we saw like 3 things that we saw before already. Oh, more screaming and firing.
No guarantees on that. So, I guess let's give it a watch. Uh, well, dead again. He was alive for 5 seconds.
Now, clearly the flashback showing him overcoming rust. And then we gotta figure out where his arm came from.
Now, he was on fire as well.
Yep. But again, he also lost his goddamn arm.
Bow and arrow duo.
Welcome to our Attack on Titan homage.
He's also Super Saiyan now.
Bisco. ああ、聞こえた。あの世の手前で。
Again, this would have emotional impact if I wasn't jilted from the sudden return of a character who was dead, who we've already had an emotional, burnout from.
Oh, it's cute.
熱いよバカ。熱い？俺が？
Well, you heard it there. Milo thinks Bisco's hot.
その体。なんだこれ。
Yeah, what is it? Come on, main characters, tell us. Oh, back to Attack on Titan, but good.
I don't know, I'd rather they had those little janky things around their hips instead of just flying through the air on their own.
あれは。
At least you don't have to wait 5 seasons for a single mystery to be resolved.
サビクイ。
That would have been amazing.
これは完全に。
That would've.
If he just came back after 5 seasons.
あいつ神様になって帰ってきよった。
He's superpowered now.
Come back as a god.
Oh, he's not back as a mushroom, he's back as a robot.
No, Dobby just said he came back as a god. Doing exactly the same stuff he did before. God.
Except cutting him in half.
どうなったんだ俺は。何の矢を撃ってもサビクイが入っちまう。力が湧いて止まらねえんだ。まるで燃えてるみたいに。
I'm telling you, this is the point at which you can tell that this was based off of work from a light novel. Because this is shit that happens in light novels. Oh, what's that? I came back and I'm super powered now. In fairness, though, in the light novel, this would have happened in like chapter 1.
This whole season has just been a paragraph.
やろうまだ息があるか待ってビスコ僕も行く
It's my turn to die in a rust pit so I can come back as a god.
当たり前だ
Yeah. I guess this is also one way to keep Milo perpetually on the back foot and have, like, that constant,
I don't know when my boyfriend's dead.
No, I was talking about, like, Bisco is always the better one, and Milo doesn't get to catch up, because he's not a god now.
Oh, yeah, so one of these is Goku,
Half
and one of
human,
these is
half rust
Vegeta.
eater.
人をバケモンみたいに筒蛇の毒を浴びたおかげだよサビクイの因子が体内でキノコモリの血と混じって
Alright, so that's the part you mentioned earlier.
急に言われてもわかんねえよデカブツの胎児が先だ自分の体がそんなことになってて気にならないの俺のことはお前が分かってるそれでいい分かったよビスコよしアクセルいいぞ
There we go. Is it gonna be over in... Nope, nope. Second stage.
こいつ膨れてやがる
She said.
待て待て待て撃った
シロール
今のこれは平たく言えば自爆の予兆なんだよ下手に撃って刺激を与えたりしたらここに東京みたいな大穴が開いちゃう
Oh, there we go. So the Tokyo one self-destructed, and that's why it wasn't around anymore.
意味浜も全滅してしまうぞ
そりゃあったけど撃つなったってどうすりゃいいんだ
How do we extend the episode out another 20 minutes?
やったすごい威力だよビスコ加減がわからない
I...
少しの力で
He's more powerful, so when he fires his arrows, the mushrooms grow bigger.
どれだけサビを吐くんだ
くそこのままじゃ拉致が開かねえシロール何か止める方法はないの
ああ待って待って待ってよバカ
I gotta read the user's manual.
心臓部から逆算して
I gotta access the Linux man pages.
命令はどこから
Good news, it's a Linux system.
Doesn't have an independent AI. Well, it's being controlled by a dead person.
わかった起爆トリガーはパイロットの脳だ頭のあの外骨格は操縦者を接続する機構を守ってるんだよ頭ごとぶち抜いてパイロットだけ殺せば鉄人も自爆できない
パイロット黒川よしドタマ抜いてやりゃいいんだなビスコダメだよあの大きい頭のどこに黒川がいるかわからない
Just cut it in half with a single arrow. And then you could probably just take its head off with a single arrow.
このまま待ってもわかんだろうがやらねえよりやって後悔って言葉を知らねえのか
No. Actually, I have never heard that.
I mean, it's not a bad motto.
まさかバカな死にに行くのと変わらん
Suicide runs is basically what all these characters do.
I mean, it's just a stupider version of, ask forgiveness, not permission, or whatever.
不殺の術刺激を与えず鎧だけ割る術は心得ている今この時のために
Almost as if my character was here for this purpose.
あんだけ人をボコっといてよく言うや見ろお前の姉ちゃん平気で嘘つくぞ
これから死にに行ってやるというのにずいぶんな言い草じゃないか欲の多い私ではないが礼の一つもなしで死んでゆくのはつまらんな
なんだお前急にそんな
Yeah, no, she's right. That would kind of suck to go off and do a suicide play to save everyone. No one's like even, nah, hey, thanks. Thanks for trying.
Again, it's power fantasy and it's weird. Again,
Well, she's a cop,
I mean,
so
it feels,
abusing her powers.
so it just feels like it comes out of nowhere, given the fact that they fought. I hate you for my whole brother thing. By the way, you're kinda hot. Now I have a thing for you.
I think I'm just gonna go ahead and file that one under anime.
Man, I'm saying, it's power fantasy.
We fought once and now I'm in love.
It's a power fantasy thing that I think, like, Milo was supposed to be the viewer stand-in, but clearly it's Bisco who you're supposed to be. I want to be that guy.
And then Milo realizes, wait a second, there's someone else here who's been helping us, who we haven't even said thanks to. So, now that we got the love rectangle going, where's the old man fit into it? Not even a giggle out of that. Ah. What's he flying on right now?
The, thing. Crab thing.
Oh, okay.
Fucking stupid shit. I feel like it's anime's role to ruin my favorite characters. I like her. She's a strong, powerful, independent woman. God, I love that man. What the fuck?
Well, they cut the mask off. What's underneath?
Bisco!
Well, I was hoping he was an android.
Wait.
Why
Wait,
is
there's
the
an actual
cameraman getting a full-on close-up?
He's exactly where the main characters are. Who has the GoPro?
It's not even that he's exactly where the main characters are. It's that he knows exactly what he should be looking at. Do I look at the guys fighting for our survival, or do I look at the guy's face for some reason? God, undeserved, super awesome music. But that was super. It's fucking superhero music. It's superhero music, is what it is. I'd expect to hear this at the end of the action RPG video game I'd be playing.
Coming soon, next year. Fall 2023.
Really puts the pressure on for me to develop that game.
What's a video game without crunch?
Fun.
So is he just like half asleep the whole time? I think so. Hey, we're doing the callback.
よく見ることもう一つは信じること僕が君の目になるだから君が信じて引くんだ強く
There is technically a weight limit to that bow.
Well, again, we already covered it's not a compound bow, so this doesn't make any sense either. Also, that scene again would have been cuter if all this weird build-up hadn't been happening this whole time.
The slow little eye turn. He already melted.
Yeah, why didn't he come back as a god?
I guess he came back as a giant robot, but that's pretty good.
He got melded into the giant robot. It's not really the same. Also, why
Mushroom
didn't
egg.
Bisco get melted into the robot?
I don't know, you tell me. You've been fighting until the sun rose. New medicine in distribution system. Random kisses.
did you catch that?
Did I?
It's all thanks to your son.
Oh, I
And-
did.
And he didn't say anything. Like, huh? Huh?
もう少し待ってあげてください。今邪魔をしたら弟に口を聞いてもらえなくなる。
Oh, that's why they've been waiting down there for hours. They're making out on top of the giant robot mushroom.
You know, makes the whole thing weirder. She wants a piece of it, he wants a piece of it, so at some point.
We're just watching the formation of a polycule here. That's all we're doing.
Yeah, but half of it's made of siblings, which is, again,
それめっちゃ不器用ってだけじゃないのほら小器用な男でもあるこち
Lies.
ら側のどこからでも切れますってやつどこからも切れないじゃんお前日本を救った男に言う言葉かそれが
what happened to the rest of the world then?
Bisco
You know, that's a good question. We asked that at the beginning, didn't we? What happened to the rest of the world? Is this just a localized apocalypse,
Yeah,
or
brought up the whole 24 days later thing where we'd see a jet flying by and it's like, oh, the rest of the world's fine.
maybe that's where they keep getting all the military attack? Maybe that's why it didn't all rust. They're just buying it like from Russia or China or something. And no one provides international aid because they're jerks.
Bisco
Oh. Wait, when did Milo get hurt?
He didn't, he's just emotionally drained. What'd I say? Wander off into the desert, spread the cure. She's obviously
Yep.
gonna sell it.
Hey, the panda clinic's open again.
And these two from the beginning.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, that's totally the kid from the beginning, right? He's just wearing different clothes. Which, surprising, actually. Most shows or animes will keep characters in the same clothing even across multiple months.
And back to these two.
Oh, yeah, I really want to know what happened to them.
Oh, hey, she's a new governor.
Independence from Japan. Really?
猪重さん、そっちの機械問題ないですか？
大丈夫だ。今んとこ動いてる。
はーい。
なんだい、あんたら。今時赤星の手配書が珍しいのかい？
いえこのもう一人の人食いパンダというのはなぜかなと思いましたので
なもん見たまんまじゃねえか。パンダ委員の猫柳見ろだろ。
虫も殺さないような可愛い顔して患者を食っちゃう人食いし。
I want to know what the water pouring noise is there.
We've seen the other side of the room. It's not a bathroom.
I know, but I'm just like, it's awkward without further context, but they want to keep her behind the wall.
役人の俺が言うのもなんだがよ。今手配書を真に受けて文字通りの悪人と思ってる人間の方が少ねえよ。名医だったらしいよ、そのパンダも。 お上に逆らってただで病人治して挙句がその仕打ちって噂だ。
Yeah, this kind of checks out. Who could possibly believe Milo's a bad guy?
その隣の赤星だってそんな人でも食いそうな面してるけどよ。俺はそんな悪いやつじゃねえ。
Even though I tried to shoot him, I don't know, a year ago or a day ago, it's hard to tell with these time jumps.
Given that he's fallen for the same thing twice, he probably realizes it.
I mean, if they had a
Right.
giant crab with them. Last time there was a giant crab there. Apparently not this time.
Oh, she's just gardening, I guess.
Yeah, except we saw there's no bathroom over there.
なんだよこりゃ。
噂のサビクイアンプルです。あなたと助手さんの分。
こんな高級品。バカ野郎。坊主から賄賂は取らねえ。俺は役人だぞ。
毎週けなげにエリンギにカバのクソをまいた。そのご褒美をくれてやろうってんだ。つべこべ言わず取っとけヒゲ豚。
It's like, I can't take a bribe because he's a civil servant. Dude, you're guarding a desert gate.
Well, yeah, but one that goes from civilization to wasteland.
It's desert on both sides.
Yeah, well, the area just outside of the city was desert. Remember?
うるさいな。食べないよ人なんか。
そう。あ？おだ。てめえ何やってんだ。
ビスコ、カメラで狙ってくれてる。
She should have been the camera girl all along.
Bisco, they're putting cameras. Also, we're not moving away that fast, if you think about it. If that dude
Well,
was
what are they
gonna
gonna do? Run after them?
point a gun at them, like he did last time.
その体直しちゃうの？
I mean, we know that they're immortal now and they can't be killed no matter what, but still, they could get shot. Would hurt a little bit, I assume.
無敵のサビクイ人間なのに。
See?
人ごと見て
Can't be killed.
ほっとくとキノコが生えて
There we go. Now we have an excuse for him being having main character syndrome. Just literally a god now.
でもきっと長い旅になるよ。でも最後には必ずうまくいく。なぜなら
Because I'm the main character of the story.
無敵の
Ah,
コンビだ
well, whatever.
その通り。お前今誘導したな。今日このくだり何回言わすんだ。もういいだろ。よくないよ。普段全然褒めてくれないし。貯めとかないと。
And outro. Hey, there it is. This is different. Okay, it is credits. Okay.
Huh.
Just holding on those thoughts.
Oh, no. I just...
Okay.
At first, I didn't know if this was going to be something I'd have to cut out or not. That's why I'm like, oh.
It probably is.
Also, it's a very weird tone shift from the previous theme song.
I do like the music though.
Yeah, you gotta wait to see if there's gonna be an after credits thing. Marvel spoiled me
Yeah.
for that.
Everything is Marvel now.
Wait. Oh,
Hey, back to the Gate duo. Now it's their story.
this is how I learned archery. Oh, okay, that's cute.
Yeah.
Alright, so that was Sabikui
That was-
Bisco, assuming I'm saying that right.
Good try.
I mean, you can't do any better. You've decided to say Rust Eater Bisco for 12
That's
weeks in a
right.
row.
That's right. I've just given up on that. But yeah, no. I think the thing on my mind, at least with the ending, is that at the very least, Milo and Bisco are a cute pair, and it's fun to just kind of watch them interact. At the very least, that's what I think I'm here for.
I think I was looking for something more serious, like
Hmm.
maybe not in the world building. I think I've complained about the world building enough, but in the drama of the character interactions, and then having
Hmm.
like the "I love you" scene followed by a "he's dead" for an episode, and to come back and him just not be dead. I feel like this, if this was a long running season, like if we look back, like, oh, Rusty Bisco, I remember back in season 3 when they did da 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 da, I feel like this would be the season you could just not do. Like,
Hmm.
this is the setup season. How did these two get together? And then next season you start, like, a big adventure chain or something like that. I feel.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a lot slower pace as well. It's like, oh, I'm ready for this to just be an episodic series where we're just kind of bouncing around for a little bit, but it goes directly into like main plot action and the big finale. So,
Well, I'm just
uh,
saying that I feel like we didn't need the Batman origin story, right? I
mhm.
feel like, all right, these two are just an item. Let's have fun adventures together with cool action sets, and that would have been fine. But the introduction that we got started with, oh, who's that in the back alley? Oh no, he's pointing a gun at my mom and dad. I mean, I feel like that was setting us up for a different kind of show than the last episode's ending kind of led us into. So,
Right. I think the show definitely like has this mix between like very obviously dark elements, like in between like, yes, we are going to go ahead and put ballooning slugs into people's stomachs so that if they run away, they explode. It's like, okay, that's brutal, gory, and gross. And then we have like the super lighthearted stuff. And there's no decision between the two. They just both exist.
I don't know that any of this is really dark. This is no darker than any season of Yu-Gi-Oh!
I
Other
mean,
than season 0. I'm not counting season
true,
0,
true.
you
I'm talking about
commenters
like
in
the
the
appearances
comments.
and feel.
I just mean like you had that season where all the characters you've seen before were suddenly mind controlled. Who are these people in the dark outfits? Oh no, it's that American guy.
Yu-Gi-Oh's not a bad comparison, actually, because yeah, you go from like, I'm going to take you to the Shadow Realm where your friends have to fight for your life, but also we have this guy who literally is like the biggest American with giant jackboots, a flag bandana, and he just constantly goes around waving a flag. I mean, it's goofiness, and then there's like dark text.
Yeah,
And
very much.
and
I've got your grandpa. Fight for his life. Also, hey, here's that superstar that loves you and wants to marry you. You better get away from him.
Yeah, fight for your grandpa's soul, but also look at this cute cartoon dragon I drew.
Hey, there's that kid who really likes bugs and made a whole deck about them.
And he's also going to go ahead and rip up your favorite thing and try to ruin you entirely because he's a jerk. But yeah, no, Yu-Gi-Oh is a great comparison. Um, both sides of it exist. It's not necessarily trying to like go for to actually be horror, but it is trying to go ahead and take those visual and stylistic elements and put them in. Uh, and I think it does that to generate threat, right? That's why it exists in the first place. We need a conflict, we need bad things to happen, and then we need the heroes to overcome it. So these are all the bad things. And then once the heroes overcome it, they have a fun time and jokes and stuff.
But again, it's also the act of we don't know what's on the table, right? Like,
Hmm.
here's the bad things. We need our heroes to overcome it. Oh, one of our heroes died. Well, I didn't know resurrection was on the table, so it was an unexpected recourse to the heroes need to overcome it.
Hmm. I mean, like, if we're gonna continue the Yu-Gi-Oh parallel here, it's like, how much world building do they do in the background for the first couple seasons of that? They literally have nuclear subs fighting over card games.
Yeah, but I mean, they do eventually give you. I mean, even in season
Eventually,
1.
Kaiba just owns everything and makes a whole city about it. So,
But I mean, even in season 1, they do cop to some background stuff. Like, why is this able to do this? Why are they able to do? Oh, well, you see, back when I was inventing this card game, I investigated the pyramids and learned about this ancient Egyptian thing, and then I tore my own eye out, put this weird ass shit
yeah.
in my head.
Yeah. For as far as like explaining stuff. So this is like sci fantasy here, right? It it wants to ground itself to be realistic enough that like you're not expecting something magical around every corner, but the fantastical things it wants to do with supposed science and technology are so crazy and weird. There's really no way you could possibly really explain it. They do their best with some elements. I think they've actually kept the tone of like mushrooms can have restorative properties. This character's a doctor, this person does research. He literally gets a centrifuge the first episode. He's seen doing research and stuff. They kind of follow through with at least the work for it, but yeah, the explanation can never exist because it's just so weird. How do you explain it?
Have you ever seen an anime called Now and Then Here? What was it? Now and Then Here and Now?
Don't think I have.
Basically, this boy and this girl get
Mhm.
transported to the future, basically, and it is a horrible, horrible place. It's all desert. It's a tyrannical government. Basically, soldiers can do anything. Like the girl gets like almost raped in the first episode that they get
Mhm.
transported there. The boy is beaten and then sent to work as like a slave. That's
This is reverse Narnia now.
what.
It's reverse Narnia.
It's a very horrible future. Like the rest of the series is the girl overcoming the emotional trauma that she's experienced just being transported here, and the boy trying to
Mhm.
save her, but not understanding that she is somewhat beyond being saved at this point.
Mhm.
Uh, but it's kind of the setting that I expected out of this show. To seeing like a wrecked world future, having already seen things like Now and Then Here and Now, which is it is a great anime, but it is a horrible. It will devastate you. But it's
Jeez.
kind of the thing I expected here. That I was gonna see
Yeah.
Bisco as some sort of redeeming character in a horrible wasteland, fighting the machine that is the government that's trying to survive this apocalypse. And what we got was a weird fantasy.
Yeah, I think I was gonna say it earlier, but it was hard to segue into. But I know the kind of apocalypse you want to see, and you basically described it there. It's horrible and awful. Deaths around every corner. You got one life and stuff. I've seen you play this too. Um, yeah, you want like Walking Dead. You want 24 days later. No, 28 days later. That's right. You want those kind of survival scenarios.
Oh,
And you can understand like wanting it and then like realizing you're not getting it.
for the watcher who might correct me, Now and
Uh-huh.
Then Here and There was the name of it.
There you go. But yeah, you want something like hardcore and like basically a tragedy. Which this show is not a tragedy.
I mean, elements of realism mixed in with the fantastical, I guess, is what I
Mhm.
was what I was looking for. Like I said, compare it to that, horrible things happen to them, and they deal with the consequences of those horrible things for the entire run of the show. Not just the physical, I've been hurt, now I have a limp, or I need to
Mhm.
seek medical attention because I've been very badly beaten.
Right.
Like the psychological impact of I'm not going to repeat. The psychological impact of long-term things that can devastate a psyche. Like, you watched a person you love die, right? Or I'm suffering because my sister is going to die of rust. That's basically like my sister has stage 4 cancer and doesn't have long to live. And I'm living with this daily, and I'm a doctor, and I'm doing what I can.
Mhm.
But it's played off as like, no, actually she's super strong, and hey, look how big her chest is. Literally,
It
literally
goes
gets
right back
said.
to anime,
Yeah,
right?
no, it's said. It's literally like he spends no time on, hey, I'm trying to help my sister. That's episode 1. I'm trying to help my sister. To hey, I'm gonna run off with this guy. He's kind of cute and I like him. And hey, my sister would be a good wife. Look how big her test is. I think they're like F cups. I don't remember what he says, but he actually literally says what cup size she is. It's not taken seriously, and that's what I came in expecting.
Mhm.
I mean, I like at the end of the day, I like 60 to 70% of the show. Like if I was gonna edit it out, I would like cut entire episodes. and I would cut off a number of scenes from the episodes I would have kept, and it would be a much more not Yu Yu Hakusho. It would be a much more of maybe a Yu Yu Hakusho style show where we just jump from action scene to action scene with a little bit of comedy, romance in between.
Hmm.
Like, oh no, I can't let my childhood crush know that I'm
Right.
actually a dead guy and
That was
solving
kind of the
murder
expectation.
mysteries.
A more classic shonen setup, which I'm going to say I'm glad this wasn't a perfectly classic shonen setup or something. I'm glad it was like doing a straightforward story in the end, I think. When it comes to like grading this, I never like do solid metrics, but I enjoyed watching it. I think there's plenty of good parts to it, and I recognize like the parts that you're saying that you didn't like because like you wanted something else. But I think I would definitely recommend this to other people who just want to have some fun action and have some good heartfelt moments.
Fun action. I
Yeah.
feel like if I was going to recommend anything from this seasons of anime for just some fun action, I probably would have gone with Realist Prince.
Hmm.
Only because you get a number of military fight scenes that aren't played up just for the action. They're played up to show you that this guy's kind of smart. Because it's
Oh
always
yeah.
like, oh no, we're losing the front and they're passing through our secondary
He's
lines. And it's
there.
all just a feint. And he's going to show you that it's a feint in the second half. And that's how he's going to
And
defeat
then the
them.
main character explodes a mountain.
Well, not in Realist Hero. Realist Hero, it's more like, oh, we'll see that tunnel that we destroyed was just to
Mhm.
show you off, so you didn't see the actual secondary tunnel. And now I'm gonna kill you for making fun of my best friend because she's a race that you don't like. That sort of thing.
Yeah. So, I think the important question to go ahead and end off here is going to be: would you watch a season two?
That's a dangerous question, Griff. It's a dangerous question you ask because if you say, would you watch a season two, and a season two comes out, the expectation is you and I are gonna get together and watch a season two.
Maybe we will.
I
Wink.
here's the thing. Since you put it out in the ether and it requires a response. Sorry, I just had a sudden thought. What if I just hit
Yeah,
the
I'm just
end?
looking for the emotional response here. What do you got?
I just had the sudden thought. What if I just started answering the question and hit stop recording? It's a joke. But I think the answer would be is that we're going to continue doing these sort of reaction videos to these shows, and I think that the only real way to handle this is if that it shows up on a seasonal anime chart again. We watch the trailer and we do everything that we normally do, and if it just doesn't win in comparison to other shows, then it just doesn't win in comparison to other shows.
That's fair. Reaction channel aside, would you personally sit down and go, I want to watch something. I want to watch season 2 of Rust Eater Bisco.
Oh, you mean on my own?
Yeah, just on your own. What's your emotion to the
No.
idea of it?
No, I
No,
wouldn't.
no,
I
not at
told you
all.
I like 60 to 70%. 60 to 70% is not my metric for watching a show on my own. I have to be
A
all
C
in.
is not good enough for Theta. There you go, everybody.
No.
I think.
I had to be all in. Like I got emotionally invested in my Dress Up Darling based on the trailer, right? And I thought that's
Mhm.
good enough. I watched one episode and I was 100% in. So
Yeah. There you go. Over here, I definitely liked it. If I want to see some action and I want to spend, this was like a 12 episode series, so if I want to spend 6 hours binging something, yeah, I'd watch a season 2.
cool. So we got a 0 and a 100. So I believe that equals out to an F.
Hey, there we go. That's a grade.
That's well, I mean, I guess if you're going on a like 1 to 10 chart, I already gave it a 6 or a 7 when I said 60 to 70% good.
2.5 stars. It was okay review.
It's not the show that I expected, and in hindsight, I don't think this is the kind of show I would go back looking for. I'm not big up on shonen adventure anymore. I want to say that. I mean, there's clearly
It tracks
shonen.
as if you're outside the demographic or something.
Well, no, I mean it's not like that. I like tried to get into Seven Deadly Sins, for example, which is basically shonen adventure, and that was good for a number of episodes until it starts failing at what it intends to do.
Is that the same as the board game? I gotta look that up at some point.
There's basically like 7 wanted people, and they're called sins, and it's because the government's gone corrupt and they're trying to kill them.
Alright, so not the board game. Got
Right,
it.
right. No, it's just that they all have like weird special powers and things like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, like I said, this is more in the trope of shonen adventure, and while I'm not outside of the realm of shonen adventure currently, it isn't the kind of shonen adventure I'd want. The kind of shonen adventure I want has massive world building. Like, I want to hear about all the towns and the people who run those towns and the special powered people in those towns that fight one another, and how we have this weird drama because this character in this town over here loves that character over there, and they're not even the main characters, but they show up all the time.
May I introduce you to a book you might like called The Similarian?
No, I don't want to hear about all the backstory of the Lord of the Rings.
But that's what you wanted.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did
It's
they make
all the setting.
Did they make an anime about that? No, then I'm not sitting down to read it. Also, here's the weird thing.
Similarian anime.
Griffin,
You know what? I'd go for that.
I have already
actually.
listened to the audiobook of Ready Player 2, which actually has a lot of parts about the Similarian in it. So I've dealt with enough of the Similarian in that respect.
I have to question that author's choice to decide to spend a substantial amount of time talking about the Similarian, a better book you could go read.
They have to figure out where the riddle to where they have to go is, and then what do they call the era time spans in Lord of the Rings?
Mm-hmm.
No,
I don't remember.
Yeah, well, the ages of man. Yeah, they had to figure out: is it during the age where Sauron is on an island in control of something, and he's like a lackey to this bigger, more powerful guy, or is it the age before that? Yeah, and then they had to go into like a castle, or no, it was a mountain, and fight this dog that's hard to kill, and then get the thing this king is hiding in the back because that's the clue to a thing. It's like. So one, I had to listen to them riddle through all these clues through the Similarian, which they even describe as not really a book, more like a biography and history. And then all the description of them doing action scenes. So no, I've done enough Similarian.
There you go. Alright, so I guess we need to end this off somehow. Rusty Bisco, better than the Similarian.
Hold on.
Go ahead. What's your final
Did your favorite character remain your favorite character throughout the whole show?
I think I chose Milo, and I think the answer is yes. Milo is still my favorite, hands down. If I had to repick a new character out of all the characters, it's still Milo.
Okay. Mine changed because they chose strong, independent, powerful woman and made her a foil to... Not even a foil, they made her a... I don't know, a sub to Bisco for some reason. Like, I hate you, throwing you across the city. Hey, give me my brother back. Shoves him to the ground. Alright, I guess you two were in love. I have no idea what the fuck went on. By the way, my chest size is this, and I'll give you a kiss. It's like... her character got written into the ground. Pink-haired girl. Pink-haired girl is who I go with.
After a bit, the author got a little bit horny and put it into the book. All right. Any other final thoughts? Last questions? Are we good?
Yeah, no, I think we very much covered it with I wouldn't watch it again, and you would. So.
All right, then. So that's it for this episode of Stone-Faced Reactions. Yes, I remember the name of our show. This has been Rusty Bisco, and I'm Griffin. That's Leda, and we'll catch you next time. See you, everybody. Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching another Stone-Faced Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below, and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?